Is that your grandma's coat?
Oh, what's up, Joe? I see you're watching. You joining us?
I need a strong cup of coffee because I haven't slept. If you squeezing in the sketchy, excited and virgins having sex. Resting for the achieve, yeah. Or when I'm mad depressed, I'm not sad today and there's a few things I ain't mastered yet. They taking staggered steps. I got castles to protect, huh?
Oh, what's up, Joe?
What's up?
Happy WrestleMania weekend, bud.
I know. WrestleMania weekend. Yay.
We got some Bomb Shelter FM playing here in the background. Can you hear it?
I heard it when the first beginning of it. Yep.
I don't know if you're paying attention to what I got going on in the background here, but I'm going to make a very, very early prediction for WrestleMania 2024. Right here behind me.
Behind you. Okay.
The cleaner WWE World Champion 2024.
Okay. And what makes you say that? This your philosophy on this?
Well, I mean, Kenny's contract is up later on this year. Oh,
Yeah, somewhere about summer or fall.
yep, they added a little bit of time to his contract from the injuries and time off, which, I mean, that all makes sense, right? I mean, people will give WWE grief whenever they do it to people, and they're holding him hostage with his contract. AEW does it, nobody cares, right?
Yeah.
But I think that there's a lot of opportunity to do something with Kenny Omega in WWE. I'm not going to say that his AEW stint has been lackluster because I think he's done a lot of really cool things, but all his cool things have been Hangman Adam Page focused, right?
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, the Moxley feud was different for Kenny, for those who followed Kenny's career in Japan. Very different. You know, a lot of hardcore style matches with Kenny and Mox. And those were different, right? But the barbed wire death match, I mean, great match, terrible flop at the end, not any of the performer's fault. Just, you know, I mean, just kind of a dud, right? I mean, literally, it was a firework dud.
It was. You're right.
But at the end of the day, Kenny's a guy who likes to be creative with pro wrestling. He's innovative. You know, you and the big guy, you guys talk about Omega and in Japan, and you talked about the long matches, and you talked about, you know, the Omega Okada trilogy, the story that told, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, what story is left to tell in AEW with Kenny Omega?
He ain't faced MGF yet.
No, he hasn't. But is there a story with Kenny Omega and MJF?
Not yet. That can happen.
I mean, the story with MJF is the four pillar story now, right? So I don't know what you look at longevity wise for Kenny in AEW. I think the long term goal with Kenny in AEW was going to be Kenny and Cody. Well, they don't got Cody. Now, in WWE, do we have a story to tell with Kenny and Cody?
Something could happen, yeah.
Right. I mean, you actually have a real life story you could tell with Kenny and Cody in WWE.
Yes.
So tonight, I mean, I'm gonna give my prediction. Big Guy will be here in a minute. He'll tell you what he thinks, but I'm going to say tonight Cody wins. So you put the title on Cody. Cody has his run. Whatever may happen, may happen.
Okay.
But what if, and again, big what if, Kenny Omega leaves AEW, Kenny Omega joins WWE next year at the Rumble. Kenny comes in, Kenny wins the Rumble next year. It's Kenny and Cody at WrestleMania. And here's the story. Cody, you helped us build the competitor, and then you left. You left me holding the bag, the mess that you made, the mess with the Bucks and Punk and MJF and all this nonsense that ensued. And you left Tony Khan incompetent in the world of pro wrestling, steering our ship. It was our ship. That was for us. And you left. You left me, you left the Bucks, you left Hangman, and you went to go do your own thing in the Codyverse. And you wanted to be the man. You didn't want to be a team player. It's always been about Cody. Boom.
Boom.
WrestleMania, storyline, Philadelphia.
It's got not a bad ring to it. Not a bad ring to it.
Right? Pretty good, right? Yeah, I just kind of thought of that on the fly here because I had my Kenny the Cleaner wrestling buddy over here, and I mean it's pretty cool, right? And I'm letting him wear my belt, and I think that's pretty dope. But yeah, that's my prediction for next year. I wanted to get it out of the way. I didn't want to be like everybody else and wait till Mania is over and be giving predictions. I wanted to go right out the gate. I'm predicting next year's main event: Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania in Philadelphia.
All right, it's set in stone. That's your prediction.
Yep. That's the prediction from the puppet right here.
All right.
Puppet predictionor right here. That's what I am.
All right.
Ooh. You know what you can do?
What's that?
Kenny Omega could be a Paul Heyman guy.
Nah,
WrestleMania Philly.
Nah.
I mean, Paul's got to accompany somebody to the ring, right?
It's too late for him to be a Paul Heyman guy. It's too late.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's a guy on the come up, but I mean, Roman wasn't on the come up, right?
But they knew his family. He knew the whole entire family, so it's kind of different.
I mean, Paul knows Don Callis.
Yeah, but
Don was Cyrus the Virus in ECW.
I know, but it's just too late for him to be the Paul Heyman guy. It's, in my opinion, it's too late for him.
Maybe, but what do you think? Would that be a good main event for next year?
If it happens, yes.
All right. Well, let me go get the big guy. Be right back.
Get the big guy.
Oh, yeah. Everyone checking this out, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We're on YouTube and everything, and we appreciate it. It's helpful for algorithms. If you're good at math, that's an algorithm. All right, be right back. Joe was here.
Yeah, I'm back. Okay.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for checking out Don't Say the F Word. We are a pro wrestling and combat sports podcast where we do not use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. It's Sunday. It's April 2nd. It is day 2 of WrestleMania. Night 1 happened last night. Ooh, did Joe just throw up the A-Town and down? Did you just turn on your boy?
Man, hey, it happens. You gotta get to the future now.
So, we of course are gonna recap Night 1 of Mania. I mean, let's just start off right out the gate. Austin Theory, John Cena. What'd you think?
That's my top 3 right there for the night. That was one of the top 3 matches of the night, in my opinion.
That match was solid, right?
It was good.
I don't necessarily like the ending of the match, to be honest. Ref bump, low blow.
Hey. But you got to think about it. They say he's going to be like the next John Cena. You got to think about it. Cena was a heel when he first started. He took him out like a heel. He did every shady move a heel would do to win.
Yeah.
But this time, he's a cocky heel, though. He's the new cocky heel. He ain't the OG heel. He's the new cocky heel. Look, he went out route to bite him in his face, bite him in his hand. Like, damn.
The biting of his face and his ear, I thought that was funny.
Hey,
I thought that was a good spot for Theory. Out of character, pulling out all the stops, got to beat the champ. You know, the champ, not that John Cena had a title or anything, but I mean, at the end of the day, John Cena doesn't need a belt to be the champ.
That's right. So yeah, I see that.
I'm okay with the heel tactics to win. I didn't think we needed the ref bump, but I didn't hate it. I would have liked to have been a bit more of a passing of the torch as far as how the victory goes, and then you could have had Theory be heelish in the respect aspect of Cena's going to shake his hand and all that, and then Theory could have blew him off there, and you could have left the story kind of hanging to kind of call back to it later if you need John Cena later on in the summer. But, I mean, there's a lot that Cena may not be doing a Mania again. He may not do anything Premium Live even ever again. I don't know if you've seen that story.
Yeah, this could be his last retirement match.
It could have been John's retirement match.
But then they said the next retirement match could be with Paul Logan this summer.
Yeah.
But I don't want that to happen though. I don't want to be Paul Logan. I'd rather be Theory.
Yeah. I would have. I feel like John Cena's retirement, in which, I mean, it doesn't matter really what I feel whenever this guy's ready to call it quits, he gets to. But I feel like it should be something with a build to it. So if Theory's going to be the guy who retires John Cena, maybe we call this match back again for SummerSlam and have Theory put it out there that he wants to retire John Cena. He needs John Cena out of his way. I think that John Cena's career is worthy of a retirement match that had a build to it.
You know, it'd be great if he did his retirement match in his hometown at the next pay-per-view, where that is. Like Edge is going to do this summer. Retire there.
So you want to build something to Boston? I mean, they could.
They got time. They got plenty of time to do it.
I mean, John's still in good shape. He could still go in the ring. Like, John Cena didn't miss. He never misses a beat with time off. He's John Cena.
I know.
I don't think there's going to be a time where he gets in the ring where he's not able to do the 5 moves of doom and just be as entertaining as he's always been. I mean, I think that you could wait a little while and call it back and do it. If that was his last match, I'm okay with it by all means, but I would like to see something really monumental to call it the end for John Cena. I mean, I just think he's been top of the game for so long that whoever he does retire, I think it needs to be like a well-documented, well-known, hey, this guy's calling it quits. Because no one had to run John Cena at that. Nobody.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah.
But I think it was good. But I seen that Cody had asked to be an opponent of John Cena's, and John said that he couldn't promise that. Cody said he wanted to do it next. If he does another one, and John's reply was, "I can't promise that." So I think Cena's thing is probably about over.
Mm-hmm. That's why he.
I don't know how you get the Cody versus Cena. I don't think you can get there and have it make. No. You probably do it at a house show. I think it'd be cool.
I think it's gonna be one more feud with Theory. One more, and then that's it. One more. I think Theory is gonna be his last opponent, just because He in the younger generation, and he wants the younger talent to go over.
Yeah.
Cody, yeah, he's in the
Cody's
prime.
established. Cody does not need that John Cena rub.
He don't
He just
need
doesn't have to have it. Not necessary.
Nah, he don't need
But I thought that was a good kickoff match. I really liked it. It did exactly what it needed to do. Theory goes over exactly how it should have been.
that. Is right.
What was the second match? What was match 2?
Match 2
Match 2 was Seth Logan Paul, right? No, it was a tag match.
Tag match. The women's tag match. Then it went to the guys' tag match. Then it went to Seth. Then it went to after Seth it was Mysterio. Then Mysterio, it went to Charlotte. Then the Miz and Pat. Then Uso.
And it might come as a surprise to absolutely nobody. I gave no attention to the women's matches.
I ain't watched the triple threat, but like I said, Charlotte and Ripley, I did watch that one. Now that was good. That was good.
So I seen the end with Rhea winning, looking like Charlotte may have broken her nose on that post spot. I think they have a problem with Rhea Ripley now.
Oh, that she got knocked out during the match?
No. I think the crowd pop for Rhea Ripley is a problem. How's she a heel?
It's simple. Everybody's tired. She's a heel, but people are tired of Charlotte having the belt.
But the pyro they gave her, that was babyface pyro, babyface reaction to the person who I think might be the leader of the heel faction in WWE. Because Finn's not the leader, right?
Uh-huh.
We've had this conversation before, but I think Rhea Ripley's the leader of Judgment Day.
You could say, I would say it'd be like Damian Priest, Rhea, Finn, Mysterio.
You think Damian Priest is the leader?
He was there in the beginning.
Because he's taller?
Well, he was there in the beginning. Like he was like the original. Him and Finn was the original. But you look at it, Damian and Rhea are like the only two that mainly talk there in the group.
Yeah. I mean, so Finn's going to go over tonight, right?
I believe so.
I hope this is Edge's last match.
Why you say that?
So I know he wanted to go out in his hometown. I mean, they could get there, I guess. But Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania, pretty solid way to call it a career for Edge.
Yeah, they're going back to the
Finn, puts Finn over big. It can be a very physical match at Hell in a Cell between those two. There's a good opportunity to have it be an injury thing if they wanted to take Edge. I mean, Edge does about as much TV as Brock Lesnar did in like 2019. So you don't need Edge on TV a lot. You got to have a good send off. I mean, I've never been an Edge fan. But I'm going to say, I mean, the guy's career, again, like I said with Cena, it needs a good end. Like, it needs to end and this story's been being told for a year.
Probably more than that.
So if you end this story and you end Edge's, it's not even full-time career, like in-ring status right now. He's still very much part-time. But if you end his in-ring status with this, you could probably still have him do a one-off in his hometown, and if Christian's contract opens up, you could have Edge and Christian go at it in Edge's hometown later on in the year, and have that be the official last match. But I think as far as like major in-ring competition, this should be the end of the road for Edge. This should be where it's done, because it's the end of a very long story, and it's giving him the opportunity to, not that Finn needs it, because Finn Balor is over. The Judgment Day is over. Like, the whole thing is working. But it gives him the opportunity to kind of go out at WrestleMania, putting over a a younger talent to a degree. I mean, it's not like Finn's 22 by any means, but he's, of a next generation, even though his, main roster title run started in 2018? No, 2016, the Universal title. So, I mean, Finn's been on the main roster for some time, but I think it'd be a good opportunity for Edge to kind of go out, count the lights. We can bring him back later, let him do that one-off, say goodbye. But this should really, there's nowhere to go after this. They're not going to get to Edge and Dom. They're not going to do it. Doesn't make any sense. That's what was done, but they're not going to do it.
Yeah. I can see it. Yeah.
Logan Paul, Seth Rollins. What do you think?
I wasn't feeling it. I really wasn't. It was. What's the best? Best I can say, it was like a celebrity fighting a pro wrestler. That's about it.
So, I've been a huge fan of like what Logan Paul has done. I expected that match to be better.
Yeah. He did some, like them good frog splash he be doing. He did some, but the match, I really wasn't into it.
Yeah, I was in agreement with Mark last night. I thought the prime bottle was going to be Jake Paul.
At first,
I thought that would have been great. Would have been a really, really good way to throw Jake into the mix in WWE.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. At first, when they took the mask off the prime bottle, I thought it was R-Truth for a minute there because I didn't know who it was at first. They did a quick glance. I'm like, oh, yeah.
You think KSI and R-Truth look the same? What, you think all black dudes look alike?
It
Racist.
might be racist, but it was a quick glance. It was a quick glance when he took it off. I'm like, oh.
They do have a lot of similarities in their features, I guess. And, R-Truth doesn't age. He does still look like he did in his 20s. I mean, I've never seen someone just completely not age a day, ever.
He's 50.
R-Truth is not a young man, and he still looks very young.
He's 51.
Yeah. He doesn't look 51 years old. I'm not profoundly familiar with who KSI even is.
I don't either. That's why I just looked at him like, oh, it's R-Truth. Right?
Yeah. I know that him and Jake Paul don't get along, and he's Logan's business partner with Prime, and I know he's somehow YouTube famous, but I don't really know who KSI is. I did see something this morning where there is speculation that KSI is going to face Bobby Lashley.
Tonight?
Yeah. I guess when they did an interview, I didn't see it, but they asked him who he'd want to face at WrestleMania, and he kind of, with hesitation, said Bobby Lashley.
Mm. At first,
I hope not.
At first, when they did an open challenge with The Miz, I thought it was going to be Bobby Lashley coming out. But I don't remember seeing no post about The Miz saying open challenge. That's why I'm like, wait, I ain't see that.
He did.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. So, I was not expecting Pat McAfee to be there. So I've seen something where there was a good likelihood that Pat McAfee was completely done with WWE, that he had signed to do some sort of broadcasting gig for the NFL. But I think maybe Fox. I'm not positive on that. But it was speculated he was done. He wasn't doing anything else WWE related.
Well, because right now it's going to be Michael Cole and Wade Barrett. He was supposed to be Wade Barrett, but I guess Pat got other things that he can't be there every day and be where else. But his
podcast, the Pat McAfee Show, is gigantic, and he's able to do things on his terms, his way. No one controls that, so I can see why he'd want to do that. He seems to have a great time in WWE, though. Mm-hmm. His commentary is really, really good. It's just he has so much joy for what he does whenever he's doing commentary. Mm-hmm. It's very entertaining.
Okay, yeah, it is. I keep forgetting this theme song when it comes on too, like that. Who the heck is that? Pat.
Since we skipped that little bit ahead to the Pat McAfee Miz thing, man, Pat McAfee throws a good worked punch. I'm a little bit bothered by the fact that Pat McAfee throws a better wrestling punch than 80% of the AEW roster. Like, I don't know what happened, why guys stopped throwing the punch. I'm an advocate against the closed punch isn't legal in pro wrestling. They're not supposed to do it. You get 5. Like, but whenever guys, it's always the forearm shot, and it's always like the slap. Like, clearly they're just smacking each other, and I just hate it. The forearm shot has its place, but whenever guys are doing it because they clearly can't throw a punch that looks good, they all look like Shane McMahon punching. And like Pat McAfee throws a good worked punch, Logan Paul throws a good worked punch, and almost no one in it, and on both rosters really, a lot of these guys can't seem to. They either choose not to, or they can't do it. I could be wrong by saying they can't do it. But so often it's the reliance on the forearm shot and the open hand slap that really takes away from just the match itself.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like Eddie Kingston having his finishing move being that very lazy spinning back slap. The shit looks terrible. It just looks bad.
But it's something he can do. That's the automatic. It's something he can do.
Yeah, I guess. Did you watch Ring of Honor Friday night?
I did not watch it. I ain't got the channel for Ring of Honor.
Well, you know, they have the Honor Club is available. You know, you can watch it there. You can stream it there. But I mean, some people, and I will use Cody Rhodes as an example. Cody Rhodes stated that he watched one of the AEW pay-per-views via a pirate stream. So, I mean, I'm not condoning that, nor am I saying I would ever do that. But there are plenty of folks who will hoist a black flag and they will pirate things. So, I mean, I'm not saying you should, but I will say if you do, use a VPN. I don't have one that sponsors us, but I would use one.
Yeah, I did watch the. I was reading on Facebook what happened though when it kept going through. Like, who won the matches and everything.
You know, with that mention of VPN, you know, get mildly political here in the podcast. There is a Senate bill trying to be passed that they're using as the anti-TikTok bill. That the government's trying to get, you know, everyone's information who's using VPN. It's like Senate bill, like. 6 or something like that. I shared something a few days ago about it. So, I mean, I encourage people to go to change.org and sign the petition to get that stopped, because if you're using a VPN, you are a pirate like Cody Rhodes, there's a good chance the government's going to spy on all your shit, so pay attention to that. But Dante Martin broke his leg at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view.
That was nasty. I saw that.
Yeah, man. I feel bad for Team Top Flight. I feel like they're just plagued with things that get in the way of their careers, and they're both so incredibly talented.
Yeah.
And so they're both really good solo. Like Dante really stood out whenever his brother was out, and I think as a tag team, they're just so fantastic. And what they do is amazing to see on TV. It's even crazier to see it live, to see how high in the air they get and the way they rotate. That I just hope that he's able to bounce back quick and get back to doing something he enjoys and is healthy and good. So, the Claudio Eddie Kingston match was good. But it was as good a match you could hope for from Claudio and Eddie Kingston. But it bums me out that Eddie Kingston was pulled from AEW and sent to Ring of Honor. Or maybe it was his choice, whatever it may be. I just think there's so much stock put in Eddie Kingston to be like the hype man at AEW for so long. Like, you go to live events, Eddie would be the guy out in between match of that commercial and before and after the show to hype up the crowd or send the crowd home happy. And it seemed like he was in such a good spot. And then he had the opportunity with Sammy Guevara, and it just seems like Tony was no longer a fan.
I think, in my opinion, he better off in Ring of Honor because that's where he started at in Ring of Honor. AEW, that's like, how can I say this? I gotta be nice about this. They're both good shows, but AEW is like for the future. Ring of Honor is for like the past. So, Ring of Honor is like it's bringing back all its originals, not no new people. Really, they're bringing back the OGs of Ring of Honor.
Right.
And AEW is like bringing in future, somewhat old, but really future talents.
Yeah, I feel like I have this weird love-hate relationship with Eddie Kingston. Like, I get why people are fans of Eddie Kingston. I like a lot of things that he does. His promos are decent, but I just feel like there's never this great opportunity for him to stand out in AEW. Because I think right now, with the influx of so many, I hate to say it, the WWE guys and the kind of shift in the idea of what AEW was, being the alternative to being a place where people come up. I don't know where Eddie's place is in AEW, but then to not put the Ring of Honor title on him on Friday night, I don't really know where his place is in Ring of Honor either. I just don't really know like where you go with Eddie Kingston as we look down the road. I hope he has a bright future. I like that he talks so much about Japanese wrestling and how important it is to him, and I love how important pro wrestling is to Eddie. I just feel like there was a moment there where you could have put the AEW World title on Eddie Kingston, and I think they missed that opportunity, and they should have gone with Eddie as a champion. As much as I hate his finishing move, and as much as I wish he would at least do some time in the gym to be in a little bit more better shape to kind of look like the tough guy badass we're supposed to believe that he is, I really think they missed their opportunity to put the AEW World title on Eddie Kingston. They should have done it. He should have beat CM Punk. He should have beat CM Punk. The fact that they didn't let that happen and the promo work those guys did, they created a whole new thing of that tension of being corner to corner and cutting those intense promos. It was so good, and Eddie cut such a great promo on Punk, and he was so right in those promos, and they didn't let him beat Punk. It's really a shit show.
No, I know.
Tony would have booked him to go over on Punk.
Mm-hmm. I can see it, yeah. Damn.
So what else? What else stood out to you last night? I liked the Pat McAfee thing with The Miz. Thought that was fun. Pat,
And the main event.
Was a great punch.
I would say the main event. Oh, the 3 haluva kicks. Woo. 3. I was really hoping they wouldn't lose the belt. I really was.
You were really hoping for
I really hope from the state keep.
You really thought Usos were gonna pull it off?
I really was.
Man, that back and forth.
It went.
So that's the first time tag titles have been defended in the main event at WrestleMania. Outside of WrestleMania 1, I think this may have been the first time a tag match was the main event of WrestleMania. Even though I guess night 1 main event's not really the main event, but I think this might be the first time since WrestleMania 1 with Hogan and Mr. T that a tag match has been the main match.
I can't think of one.
Right? I can't think of anything else standing out that really I think was really there.
But
man,
yeah,
what a match.
It went high. I would say when they all 4 got back up in the ring, close to the end, how they just stood. It looked like the Usos was gonna win. Did the 1D. Then bam, Sammy got out of it. Power bomb, KO through the table. It just looked at all right there, and then woof. What was it? Jimmy? Yeah, Jimmy. Main event. He did the haluva kick on Sammy. I'm like, oh damn, okay. It's getting there. You had that.
Yeah. They really they put out all the stops in that main event. It was such a you look at that crowd. Over 80,000 people. Man, not a person was sitting down to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn main event mania together, knowing their careers together, knowing all that history. Great WrestleMania moment for sure. I hope that over the next 365 days, as they continue their journey together, and eventually Kevin Owens turns on Sami Zayn.
It's going to happen. It always happens.
I hope like hell they pace this out so we get those two next year, WrestleMania, against each other. I hope that they can. I don't know how you stretch this that long. 365 days is a long time to take to be able to break these guys up and give them their main events. Well, not even, it couldn't be main event, but to give them their good spot at WrestleMania against each other and let them just tear the house down. You could throw a mid-card title into the mix, I guess, if you wanted to, but their match at WrestleMania, whenever we get to the point where they're feuding and we need that blow-off match, it needs to be at Mania. It needs to be a big deal. It could be a gimmick match. It could be a ladder match or something, or no holds barred. It could be something really impactful. I would definitely be down with that. It's going to be in Philly. You know, those guys both have some good Philly history. I was just like, see them. You got a year to make it happen, and I think that WWE's been good with long-term storytelling. This story's been telling itself for years. I would just like to see it be Mania next year.
I just don't know if they're going to do, like, really extreme stuff in Philly.
I mean, they'll do WWE hardcore. Like WWE no holds barred stuff. It's not the same thing. It's not, but it doesn't need to be. I don't need pizza cutters in my WWE product. There's Kings Road Wrestling exists for that. GCW exists for that level of hardcore pro wrestling. It doesn't have to be in WWE. Like, AEW can get those in the water a little bit and do some of that shit. But I don't need Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens hitting each other with fluorescent light tubes. El Generico and Kevin Steen, those guys were fine to do that, you know, back in the day. I don't need that today.
I see.
I need them to have a very physical match next year at WrestleMania against each other. We just put it away, nice and neat. Put that away.
Mm-hmm.
The Mysterio match. I can't believe Ray won.
I can't believe Dom did all this stuff into his sister and mother, like right to their face, like damn, with no hesitation or nothing.
Dom's a good heel, and I'm mad about it.
What you mad about it for?
I'm gonna eat crow. I shit on Dominic Mysterio all the time. I gotta give him his flowers now. He's a great job as a heel. Ex-con Dom is over. He does great heel work. It's not go away heat. It's not X-Pac heat. It's legit heel heat. He's doing a very good job with it. Without ex-con Dom, without that gimmick, Judgment Day is not over as it is. But I really thought Ray was gonna lose. I thought Dom was gonna win this.
But you know one thing I can think about? It's like a few weeks ago, you said you wish he would carry on the Mysterio mask. I think he is going to carry on the Mysterio mask, but only going to wear it and then take it off when he gets in the ring.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
So he wore it to the ring last night.
Yeah.
He also wore a very much a similar ring gear to some of Ray's most iconic ring gear. We got Pop Culture Phenomena said that Dom is a great heel. And it's all about the journey for him. Ray winning leaves more room in the feud. I agree with that. So the curveball for me was the LWO on SmackDown, bringing back the LWO. I think we just extended Rey Mysterio's career a little bit longer with bringing back the LWO, because now we're giving an opportunity. There's a whole other family group in WWE. Right. I think we're probably going to see a Judgment Day turn on Dominic Mysterio here in the near future, and Dom's going to be alone onto an island of himself. We'll probably see the Judgment Day beat down of Dom, and the LWO come in and rescue Dom, which will bring Dom into the LWO, and we will eventually get to the passing of the mask, and maybe Ray becomes a bit more of a mentor or manager type for the LWO. And we have the LWO faction kind of run for a bit, which I'm here for. I'm so happy they brought back LWO. I hope they stop calling them Del Phantasma, because I am profoundly Caucasian and butcher the name all the time. I can't say it. I'm sorry, I can't.
That's okay. You're not wrong, okay? You're not wrong.
But I can say LWO.
WO.
And of all the things that splintered off the NWO back in the 90s, I thought the LWO was probably right up there with Wolfpack. Like, right there.
Yeah.
Especially with Conan. They could bring Conan. I don't know if WWE can get Conan into a deal where they can have Conan on TV on a regular basis or even semi-regular to be part of the LWO.
Nah.
So the Bad Bunny stuff, yeah. So we have the show in Puerto Rico coming up, and Bad Bunny interfering there is certainly going to be something. We're going to get Dom and Bad Bunny against each other in Puerto Rico. That's going to be what that was. And I'm here for that too. I would be excited for that to happen.
I'm not really a fan of Bad Bunny, to tell you the truth.
Really? You're not a Bad Bunny fan? I don't know his music. I don't know how he's so world renowned and so famous, and I don't have an idea who he is music wise. I have no clue.
Yes, but he's all right. He's just not a fan. Like, really, not a fan.
Do you know his music?
If I knew Spanish, I could tell you, but I heard it. I heard it one day when it popped up on Spotify, just randomly, because I was like, the beats are good. Really, the beats are good. What he's saying, I cannot tell you for the life of me what he's saying.
Yeah, we might be too old.
Yeah.
We might be too old to really know Bad Bunny's music. We might be those guys now.
Yes.
But I think in the ring, I mean, way better in the ring than I would have thought he'd be. I think him and Dom will have a good match in Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be entertaining. It'll be what it's supposed to be. It'll be a celebrity match, and it'll be entertaining. I imagine they're going to pull in a really good crowd in Puerto Rico. But then I think down the road, I think it's going to have to be, maybe this is Dom's start to his losing streak, that will have Judgment Day kick him out or turn on him in some capacity.
Yeah, something like that.
When there was speculation that Buddy Murphy may have been leaving AEW, my thought was they were going to bring Buddy Murphy back into the fold in WWE, and he would have, there will be an outside interference part, that's for sure. But I thought Buddy Murphy would have come back, and they would have used Buddy Murphy to kick Dom out of Judgment Day and re-able together there. But I think it's going to be a losing streak. I think it's going to be Dom's going to not be able to rack up wins, and eventually they're going to turn on Dom.
They are. Yes.
Yeah, I was surprised. I'm glad Ray didn't lose and didn't retire last night, but I think that time's probably coming. So I hope maybe they can rebuild Dom into more of a babyface status for that passing of the mask.
He's better off a heel.
100% is. 100% is. But once you become so good of a heel, you eventually become a babyface again.
Yeah, I like him right now as the heel.
He's so good as the heel character, and I didn't think I was going to ever like it, and they stuck with it and wore me down, and it kept getting better. Dom kept getting better in this.
Yeah.
And he really seems like he's having a good time with it.
Yeah, even at that little Hall of Fame, I saw pictures of him where he had to hold back his tears, Ray getting inducted. Then he tacked him.
Yeah. Getting up and walking out,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I necessarily like storyline bleeding into the Hall of Fame, but they did it so well. Like, the only thing they could have done better, and that I thought they were going to do, is as Ray walked out, I would have thought they would have had Dom and Rhea turn their back to him in disrespect. Like, that would have been another layer, but they did it right. They waited to have the storyline piece be roped in, and then he gets up and walks out. Like, it worked out really well. Usually not my thing with the Hall of Fame, I like for it to just kind of be its own thing. But I think that they did a really good job.
They did.
What are your predictions for tonight? Yeah, night 2 tonight. What do you think is going to happen? This is
Still
the end of the
sticking with
road.
Roman.
We can't change now.
I'm gonna say it's a toss up between Bianca and Asuka. I want Asuka. I want Bianca to keep the belt, but I think Asuka gonna take it. Demon definitely gonna win. Bobby Lashley, mystery opponent, is gonna be the one person you least expect.
Who do you think it's going to be? Oh, wow. Pop Culture Phenomenon says Reigns retains tonight. So you and Pop Culture, you guys both think Reigns retains.
I'm still sticking with it to this day.
Man, I've been on the fence. Anyone who's been watching, anyone who's been listening, I've been back and forth. Man, I'm such a Cody mark. Like, I am a bad Cody Rhodes mark. Either way, I'm happy. I'm going to say that. So I'm gonna be that guy who says either way he's happy. I'm going to pop if Cody wins. I'm going to pop if Roman wins because I know we're getting that 1,000 days out of Roman Reigns if he wins.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I have to. Cody Rhodes has to win this title at a WrestleMania. It doesn't have to be this year. It could be next year. My prediction, this is it. Line in the sand. I'm going to go opposite you guys. I'm saying Cody wins tonight. He's done so much media leading up to it. I just think Cody wins. I don't think they let Roman get to the 1,000 days.
You know what? This is what I want. If Roman wins, you owe me and Pop Culture the biggest apology on your next podcast.
Absolutely.
First, beginning of your statement. In your beginning of your statement. That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear. We did.
That's true. But Cody does thrive chasing the belt. And Pop Culture also mentioned there's not a lot to Ray's character as a babyface, and that's true. It really is. There's no layers to it. There's not a lot of layers to a babyface character in general. I'm a huge proponent. Your champion should almost always be a heel. You should almost always have a heel world champion because you need your baby faces chasing it. And he's right. Cody does thrive on chasing the belt. The whole story is centered around winning the belt. And if he does it the first time, it's a problem. Agreed. Totally agreed. I think that if Cody loses, man, maybe the story becomes that Cody can't beat Roman for this belt, and we've had the math of Seth can't beat Cody and Reigns can't beat Seth. So maybe you move past Cody and Roman, you let Reigns break the 1,000-day mark and keep going until SummerSlam, and maybe SummerSlam we get ourselves to Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Seth is the one to take that belt off of Roman. Then you can start building back to Seth and Cody, and we get Cody taking the belt off of Seth. I
can see that.
I just don't know if you can do if you should do Cody taking the belt at any other event other than WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I think it loses something if Cody wins that belt at Survivor Series or Cody wins that belt at Rumble next year. I think he needs to win it at WrestleMania for it to have the impact that it needs to have.
I think Cody, he's going to get the belt at SummerSlam. I don't know with who, but he's going to get the belt at SummerSlam. Roman going to carry that belt.
Here's the thing. SummerSlam's in Detroit. We're in Cleveland.
I know.
Those tickets go on sale April 14th.
Ooh, it's tempting. I know it's tempting.
It's very tempting. It's not that long of a drive. I don't know. I know that. I know Mark loves a good WWE live event. He enjoyed going to Cleveland for the holiday house show, and I think he had a great time. Yeah, while I was there, I got to see Omos. And Omos is gigantic. He has a big guy. Big professional wrestler. Omos is huge. Yeah, Omos is a big dude. Definitely a big dude.
I believe it. Yes, I believe it. Oh man.
Once Reigns loses, he needs to go away because Reigns isn't built to you can get 2 to 3 matches out of this. Reigns. I mean, I think once he loses, he's going to take a significant amount of time off, or maybe you just take him out of the title picture and you do the brand and stuff with the bloodline and work on, I wouldn't say breaking up the bloodline, more dissolving them as a unit, perhaps. Once they lose all the gold, I don't know.
I see it like this. Let's just say, in your prediction, Cody does win. I think the bloodline might break up for just a tad bit. It might be like the Usos being back to them, Solo going his solo way, but they'll still be a unit, but not like they were in the bloodline.
Yeah, I can see that. Pop culture says prolonging the Cody stuff also allows time for the bloodline to wrap up. Yeah, I would say if it's not Cody who dethrones Roman, it could be Jey Uso. Jey Uso could be the guy to dethrone Roman. You now have the title belts off of them, so that anchor around the Usos' necks is now gone. So they no longer have to keep going with tag belts. It frees up some opportunity, and maybe the dissension, the breakup of the bloodline is the breakup of the bloodline. We missed our opportunity for it to be Solo. I think maybe you could probably run something and have it be Solo, but I think it probably needs to be Jey Uso. This all started with Roman and Jey. It needs to end with Roman and Jey.
It does.
We're never getting Roman and Rock. We're never getting it.
Mm-hmm.
And nor do I even think that would have been the right way to end it. I think it should end Roman and Jey Uso. I think that's the story.
That is the story, yeah. I would say Roman's going to drop the belt to somebody that you least expect. Everybody wants to be Cody, but I think it's going to be somebody you least expect.
It could be Seth.
It could be.
If it's not Cody, it's not Jay, it should be Seth.
It should be somebody.
Right?
I don't know. I'd rather be somebody who hasn't had the belt. That's who I predict. I'd rather be somebody who never had the title belt.
Gunther.
That could be one.
Yep.
But I'd rather be somebody who never had a title belt. Cody, and it's time yet, even though, hey, he won the Rumble. My opinion. Yeah, you want to win. I don't want to win. I want Roman to keep the belt for the 1,000-day mark. But I think whoever beats Roman has to be somebody who never had the title. That's just me.
I will say I absolutely want Cody to win. Because for me, Cody Rhodes is, I mean, he's like my modern day Hulk Hogan. Why no one's made a Cody Mania's Running Wild Hulk Hogan style shirt yet, I don't really know. Maybe my dude at All Wrestling Tees should make something like that happen. But he's just, I don't know. I've liked Cody since he left WWE. He's what helped bring me back into enjoying pro wrestling. So I would like to see him get that title belt. He's never been a world champion. He's been NWA champion, but he's never been WWE champion, never even competed for it. It doesn't have to be right now, but I think it will be right now. I just think that they keep talking about finishing the story. They finish this story, they can start telling a new one. And I think that's probably pretty important to do.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
I kind of hope Bobby Lashley's mystery opponent is Brian Cage.
I knew it. I knew it.
Man, I just hope it is. A big piece is because I hope I'm right. Like, I started predicting it. I put it out there. he liked it that I put it out there.
Yeah.
I just hope I'm right. Imagine if that prediction of mine's right.
Imagine. What if?
Yeah.
Here's that big what if.
The downside is, I think if I'm right on this and he signed that WWE contract, I think I'm not getting. He's not going to join me on the podcast, like I discussed with him once that AEW deal's up, because it's hard to get AEW guys. It gets hard to get that approval for them to be on shows because MJF ruined it by doing Ariel Helwani without getting permission. So now they all got to get tons of people involved to get onto a podcast and get that signed off on it. Basically, someone else in an office has to sign off on your podcast being one guys can do, and then you got to go through all those things. And if he's coming to WWE, he's definitely not going to be able to do the podcast with us and Mark. But I'd be happy for him to be able to perform on that stage and show everybody what he can do, because I think he's a talent that a lot of people have seen operate at his very, very best.
Okay. Well, my prediction. Here's my prediction. It's not Brian Cage. It's gonna be Jay White. Bobby Lashley gonna call out somebody. It's gonna be Jay White.
Man,
it's gonna be Jay.
I think the LA crowd, at least a good percentage of them, would know who Jay White is. I struggle with how WWE introduces Jay White to their audience, because I think the majority of WWE's audience doesn't know who Jay White is. I don't know how that introduction goes.
You'd be surprised. You may be surprised. Mania
would be a good spot, because I think that the LA crowd is at least a good percentage aware. And what a great place to debut, WrestleMania. I mean, it'd be great for him or Brian Cage. But I think from a visual standpoint, man, and Bobby Lashley, Brian Cage, I mean, that match has happened before, and they look great. I think Brian Cage has never lost to Bobby Lashley. So they can tell, like, you know, Bobby Lashley's seen a ghost of his past with Brian Cage. There's a story to tell.
Yeah. Or what's it called? Damn, his name right there in my head. Damn, I see his face. I forgot his name. Brian. You know, just lost the NXT title.
Braun Breaker?
Brian. There we go. It could be him.
Man.
It could be him.
I figured Braun Breaker was going to show up on Raw, and that would be his introduction to the main roster. But, man, what if he is? That wouldn't be a bad way to bring him to the main roster, have him answer Bobby Lashley's open challenge. That'd be cool. I'd be all right with that. That'd be good. Yeah.
He just lost the belt, so, you know, every time somebody loses the NXT belt,
they're coming to main roster. He's coming.
Tonight might be the night for it.
Very well might be. Yeah, that might be the way to go. That might be what's going to happen. That makes sense. So your final call, Roman, then Braun Breaker's answering the open challenge. Man, I'm still going to hope for Brian Cage to answer that open challenge. I think Finn has to win Hell in a Cell, and I'm saying Cody gets that belt.
Okay, that's your prediction.
Well, with that, that's our recap for night one. Night two is the night. Make sure you're following us on Instagram. I'll be dropping in, posting things. Mark will be here. We will try and figure out our recap. Maybe we'll do something tomorrow morning. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Nothing else. We'll just drop in with live stuff. But thank you for anyone who's checked us out. Check us out live on Instagram. We appreciate you being here, being part of the show with us. And now Joe has jumped the fence. He is now on that A-Town Down Austin Theory train. Remember, he thought Austin Theory was getting buried with that captain. And Mark told everyone. It was just a new opportunity for Austin Theory to get rid of that briefcase. But I appreciate everybody checking us out. Again, it's Don't Say the F Word, Pro Wrestling and Combat Sports Podcast. You can find us on Spotify and Google Podcasts, right here on Instagram where we connect with everybody. TikTok exists, but I'm too old to understand it, but I do put stuff there. On YouTube, it is the Don't Say the F Word podcast, mostly because the original Don't Say the F Word podcast channel got shut down because I inadvertently talked shit about What Culture Wrestling.
You damn shame yourself.
It was just, I actually don't know why it got taken down. I probably screwed something up with copyright. Who knows?
Okay. We'll go.
And we also
I'll go.
the website out there. You can click the link in the bio on Instagram, and you can find everything on our link tree. We appreciate you guys checking us out. It's me and my illegal brother-in-law, Joe, and our boy, Mark the Monster Clementine, and we will see you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.